The tycoon heard his son scream. Inside, a priceless antique aircraft lay in pieces. He fell to his knees, stunned. He didn't even take his shoes off. Just came running through the hangar doors like he was on fire. "Dad!" I'd never heard him scream like that, not once. He was 13, usually quiet, obsessed with planes, just like his old man. But this time, that sound, it cracked something inside me. I dropped the phone, didn't even hang up. Took off sprinting past the mechanics, past the old fuel tanks, into the north wing. And there it was, the Lockheed Vega, my Vega, smashed. Wing bent like a broken arm, propellers shredded into the wall, glass everywhere. And my son, Jamie, standing in the middle of it, frozen, blood running down his arm. What happened? I grabbed his shoulders too hard. I knew it the second he winced. "Are you okay? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to..." He started crying. This kid never cries. He didn't cry when his mom left. He didn't cry when the dog died. But here in front of me, he just broke. "I just wanted to see inside," he said. "I swear, I didn't know it would. It just started rolling. I thought I pulled the brake." Jesus. The Vega wasn't just a plane. It was my whole damn legacy. The only one of its kind left. The one I spent 12 years restoring. I stared at the wreckage. I felt my knees give out. I couldn't look at him. Not yet. Not like that. And all I could think was, what the hell do I do now? I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just sat there, on the cold hangar floor, knees on the concrete, hands on my thighs like I was trying to keep from falling apart. Jamie stood a few feet away, shaking, looking at me like he'd just killed someone. And maybe in my head he had. Because that plane wasn't just metal and paint. It was Amelia Earhart's original route model. A piece of aviation history, one of one. And now, it looked like it had been through a war zone. The silence between us was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. Finally, I said, "You're not supposed to be in here alone." "I know. You know how dangerous these brakes are, right?" I said, "I'm sorry," he snapped, and then instantly backed down. I didn't mean to yell, I looked at him, really looked at him, and I saw it. It wasn't just guilt. It was fear, not fear of punishment, fear of me. That wrecked me more than the plane ever could. I stood up slowly, walked over to him, and this kid who used to climb on my back when he was 5 flinched like I was about to hit him. Hey. I knelt again. "Jamie, I'm not going to hurt you, buddy, ever, okay?" He nodded, but he didn't believe it. Not yet. And I realized right there, I've been so busy preserving history. I didn't see the history I was making with my own kid. That night, I sat in the garage with a beer I didn't even want and stared at a photo of us from 2 years ago, Jamie on my shoulders, both of us grinning like idiots at an air show. I couldn't remember the last time I made him smile like that. You ever get so caught up in work, in building something, that you don't realize what you're breaking at home? Yeah, that was me. I'd told myself I was doing all this for him. The planes, the legacy, the wealth, the future. But he didn't care about my hangars or my stupid museum plans. He just wanted his dad. And I missed it. The next morning, I didn't go to the office. I didn't yell at the restoration team or call the insurance guys. I sat at the kitchen table, waiting for him to come downstairs. He stopped in the doorway, like he expected round 2. "I'm not mad," I said. I mean, I was. But not at you. He didn't say anything. I was mad at myself, I told him, because I knew I'd made you feel like I cared more about a damn plane than I did about you. His lip twitched. Not a smile, not yet. But something cracked. You want to help me fix it? I asked. The Vega. You and me. No crews, just us. He looked at me for a long second. Then, quietly, Can I paint the tail? I smiled. Deal. We got to work the next day. And I swear, it was like he turned into a different kid. Jamie was all in. Gloves on, sleeves rolled up, asking questions like he was born to fix planes. He didn't just want to paint the tail, he wanted to learn everything. Dad, why'd you pick this one to restore? I told him the story, about how my grandpa flew this exact model in the war, how it got lost for decades, and how I found it buried in a barn. He listened like it was the most amazing thing in the world. We spent hours sanding, priming, fixing dents I thought were impossible to fix without total replacement. Every time he'd mess up, he'd get that frustrated look, and I'd say, "It's not about being perfect, Jamie. It's about making it better than before." He nodded, wiping sweat from his forehead. At one point, he looked up at me and said, "Thanks for giving me a chance. I thought you hated me." Man, that hit me hard. I shook my head. No way. I was just scared. Scared I'd lose you like I lost Mom. He didn't say anything after that, but I saw it in his eyes. He got it. We worked late, way past dinner, and when the hangar lights flicked off, I caught him looking at the plane with a smile. Not the smile of a kid who ruined something, but the smile of someone who found a way back. Can you imagine fixing something so broken? Both the plane and the trust. What would you do if you were in my shoes? The next few weeks weren't easy. Every time we touched that plane, it was like peeling back layers. Not just the old paint and rust, but all the crap we'd been carrying. Jamie opened up about school, about feeling invisible because I was never home. I told him about my own screw-ups, how I once skipped his game to chase a deal that fell through anyway. There was no magic fix, no quick all-better moment. But something was changing. One afternoon, he handed me a wrench and said, "Here, Dad. You're not the only one who knows how to fix stuff." I laughed, then caught myself, because it wasn't just about the plane anymore. It was about trust. I saw it in his hands, how careful, how deliberate he was with every bolt, every screw. And I realized maybe I'd been trying too hard to protect him by keeping him away from this stuff. Maybe what he needed wasn't a museum or a legacy. Maybe he just needed to be part of it. That night, after the hangar was locked up, I sat on the steps with him and asked, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" He shrugged, looking at the sky where the stars peeked out through the city lights. "Fix planes, maybe even fly them." I put my arm around him. "Then let's make sure you can." Have you ever had to rebuild something important? A friendship? A trust? A family? How did you even start? The day we finally finished the Vega felt like winning something bigger than a race. Jamie stood back, eyes wide, staring at the plane like it was brand new. And maybe it was. But it wasn't just the paint job or the polished metal. It was the first time I saw him look at me like I wasn't just some distant billionaire dad, like we were a team. We climbed inside the cockpit together, him barely able to reach the pedals, me laughing because, hell, I was no pilot either. And then he said something I'll never forget. "Dad, can we fly it?" I looked at the plane, at him, and then back at the sky. I don't know if we're ready for that. But it didn't matter, because for the first time, I believed we could. This wrecked plane, our broken past, wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. If you were in my shoes, with your kid standing there, scared and hopeful, what would you do? Would you let the past keep you grounded, or would you find a way to fly anyway? If you've ever been through something like this, or helped someone who did, tell me in the comments. Like the video if you felt it, and subscribe if you want more stories that stick with you.